Okay, good morning. We're up to Siman Reish Samach Gimel Seif Vov. So very interesting halachas. We're going to be talking about lighting hadlakas neiros Shabbos candles. What you do in the Yeshiva and in these sort of situations. So says the Mechaba in Seif Vov, Bachurim haholchim lilmod chutz lebeisom. Now, as the Mishnah is going to explain, we're talking about married men who leave town for whatever, for lilmod chutz lebeisom, to learn out of their hometown. They've still got a chiyuv of hadlakas neiros, and they need to light in the rooms where they're staying and make a bracha. But if the husband is together with the wife, then he doesn't need to light and to make a bracha, because his wife's lighting will count for him. Says the Mishnah Brura Sifkot and Chavches Bachurim. We're talking about men who've got wives that are but they're just traveling. Even though the wife is lighting at home, he is not exempt from his wife's lighting, because he's staying in a certain room. And certainly if he hasn't got a wife, then he certainly has a chiyuv to light. Even if he's just sleeping there, but he's eating in a different place. Now, he's still got a chiyuv to light candles, because not aside from the Orach Shabbos element, there's also the Shalom Bayis aspect. And the candle should be long, so that they'll still be lit when he gets back to his home at night. Because without that, it's going to be a bracha levatala. Harbe balibatim in a Yerid is like a fair, a market, where a lot of balibatim get together there. They sort of, they're going to be out of town for a few days to be in this market, and they're all lodging in one place. And the balabais is not there. All these men are together in this place. They still have a chiyuv to light, even though their wives are lighting back at home. Al-Kain yishtatfu kulam. They should all be mishtativ together. All put a pruta in the box. V'yadlik echod v'yivarech. And one guy makes a brach on all of them. V'yichavan hoitzi kulam v'brachosei. V'gam hem yichavnu lotzis brachosei. And they have the kavanah to be yotze from him, from his bracha. V'im balabayis gam kein imoim. B'chedron, if the balabais is also there, ein tzorach l'shtativ imay b'priti kim shenashem adlikim v'beisom. But if the balabais is there, then they don't need to be mishtatif, because Nashem Adlikim Beisom, their wives are lighting in their own homes. Okay, ein tzorich ulevarech olav, aval lahadlik tzorich afilu ein oichel sham kadei shalei kosher be'etz ve'evim. But to light, even though they don't make a bracha, they still need to light, because shalei kosher be'etz or be'evim. They shouldn't, shalom bayis, they shouldn't fall over things. Now, this basically gives rise to the whole issue of what to do in yeshiva and camp and things like that when it comes to hadlakas neiros, because it's this sort of situation. So I'll read you what he says over here regarding yeshiva. This is from Rav Simcha Bunim Kohen. This is the Radiance of Shabbos, page 9. In the case where many yeshiva students eat together in a dining room, and this is Maisim B'chol Yom. This is a typical yeshiva setup where they're in dormitories and they're all eating together in the yeshiva dining room. One of them should light the candles with a bracha on behalf of the entire student body. Thus, they will have all fulfilled their obligation of lighting candles for Kavod Shabbos. If the room in which the individual student sleeps requires light for Shabbos, he should make sure to leave a light on there for the sake of Shalom Bayis. I.e., they shouldn't be nichshal on eitzim bavonim or shoes or bags or whatever on the floor. So there's two separate things. There's eichel, there's Orach Shabbos. There should be candles where the suda is, and also Shalom Bayis. Now it's
Why is it Shalom Bayis?
so now the trouble is that the point is in the there'll be anger because if people Shalom Bayis is a general, there should be Shalom.
I
Shalom.
see.
Yeah, it shouldn't fall and things like that. So it's interesting. A couple of things. Number one, Mistama, you want the lights off in your dormitory, right? You want to sleep, you want the lights on, and in fact the guy who leaves the lights on is going to get in trouble. So you either have a Shabbos lamp or you have the light on in the bathroom or something like that. So you don't want. But in a situation where you do want the lights on, then there's an Indian to light the candles. And interestingly, he says in the footnote over here in the notes, it is advisable though to use only electric lights, since candles left unattended in the dormitory are frequently a fire hazard. That's also something he's worried about. Okay, Peseda, let's go weiter.
So in dormitory, just book them. What is the reason one needs to light? Just the cover shop?
Because the cover Shabbos. Because they're not. You need to have lights. There's two separate things. If you in the dormitory, there's two separate. In the actual place where you're eating, you need to have Shabbos candles. They're not yet from their parents back home because it's not where they're eating, and therefore there should be one person lighting for the entire student body. Now, to be honest, I never remember that from my yeshiva days. I never remember anyone lighting. Did someone have in mind? Did the Rebbe and the Rosh Yeshiva's wife? I don't know.
Someone did.
Yeah.
There was a small ledge and they put 2 tea lights up.
Really?
Yeah, every week.
So someone must have done it. We as Yeshiva were more focused on the kigel and the children probably than the 2 candles or the tea candles sitting on the side somewhere. But it seems like that's what it was. Okay, where was that? Yeshiva in Toma. There you go. So. Yeah. So it could be there was, but we just didn't notice it.
There was one guy that did it,
and he did it on behalf of everybody.
It wasn't like a communal thing, but I just remember coming down once and seeing him lighting candles and realizing, he's lighting candles for everyone, and then every week after that.
Right. So there you go. Okay. Okay. Good. All right. Let's go weiter. Sif Zayin. Orach, a guest she'ein lo chedem yuchud v'gam ein madlikin elov b'beisai. And they're not lighting for him back at home. The guest needs to say to the balabais, I want to be mishtatif in your hadlokas nearest. Shalai. V'yesh megam geim bedover. V'nochen lizor b'sofik brachas v'loi varka le'echod. Aval onu ein onu noagin. So let's see the Mishnah Berurah for the detail. Sorry, I think I've missed one. Sorry, I read ches. Let's start again. Zayin. Orach she'ein lo chedem miyuchad ein madlikin al b'beis tzorich lishtatif b'pruta. Okay, it says the Mishnah Berurah on that. She'ein lo chedem miyuchad. Ha'im hoya lo chedem miyuchad, because if he does have his own room, tzorich lahadlik ulevarich afilu madlikin al b'beisai v'chanal b'sivav. So a guest who's out of town, who's traveling, even though they're lighting in his own home back in where they come from, if he's got his own room, he should be lighting there. Lishtatif, or he should be mishtatif. But Bereish Sim and Tofresh I involve. Hevi Amogan Avram b'Shem Tshuvas Rashal. The Gam Habachurim Tzrichin Lishtatif. Or Masik Sham De'ef Shtahanu Davka Sheich V'nei Atzvei. That's mistom if they're eating by themselves. Avlim Somach Al Shulchan Balabais. But if they're eating with the Balabais, Haru Bechlal B'nei Beisai, and then he's included in his table. But Pruta, V'hu Adin in Balabais Makne Lechelek. He doesn't actually need to give him a pruta, so long as the balabais is going to sort of be makna him a chelek in the oil or the candle. Okay, now ches. Sorry, this one I read earlier. Shnayim oishloisha balabatim oichlin b'mokum echad. If 2 or 3 balabatim is eating in one place, shekol echad mevorech al menorah shaloi. Each one makes the bracha on their own hadlokas nearest. And some say no, better that only one person makes the bracha. And rather each one makes their own bracha. Says the Mishnah Berurah Lamed Hey. Whenever you're increasing the light, and therefore each one should make their own bracha. Because there is light anyway. There's lots of light there, and therefore the extra light that you're adding is not very significant, and therefore better that one person makes the bracha for all of them. Ein nagin, the Ramah adds, Ela kader rishona, we go after the first opinion, that means each one does their own bracha, because of Hamogan Avram b'shem hashlo, the mikol mokum lo yivarchu shnayim b'menorah achas sheyesh lem kolim harbe. If you've got, imagine a bowl with wicks in, or there's even one menorah, one light, one sort of Shabbos candles, the way there's lots of different konim. What?
Candelabra.
Yeah, like a candelabra type of thing where there's different things. Yesh mekilin gam b'zeh because it's all considered one candle, and therefore the second person shouldn't light. For cause of the prima godim, yesh lismech al zeh benoshim aniyah she'ein lohem ki'im menorah achas, that they can do that. Kain im yesh le'echod mehen cheder hamyuchad loy af al pi she'ein oichel sham ein mishtamish sham shum tzarech achila lekula miyochel levarech sham v'chemnal b'sif vav. Now there's an important note in 46. This is at the back of the Sefer, which is on page 8. He says, V'av she'nogu kain, even though the Ramah concluded that each one makes the bracha, he says, Mikol mokum das hagon nisum karelitz, she'odif shivarech echod v'yotzi es hashari de'chevosam lotzis deis kol ha'deis. If you're all lighting together, and especially nowadays where there's electric lights and you're not being moisif so much he says much better nowadays that if you've got a few people together away for Shabbos, that one person should light for everybody, and they're mishtatef, but one person makes the bracha for everybody. Okay, Tess. Hamadlikim bezovius habayis v'oichlin b'chotzeh. If a person lights in one corner of the house and they eat in the chotzeh elsewhere, im ein hanerus ner shel Shabbos. Sorry, I missed the line. Im ein hanerus arukos shedolkas al halayla have a bracha v'atola, because you've lit in a place, and by the time you come back from the meal, the light's gone out already. You've had no hana from that candle, so therefore it's a bracha levatola. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Sifkot Tes, Lamed Tes, V'oichlin, Ein lekam Soif Siman Reish Ein Gimel, Magen Avram, Sifkot Tes Vav, De'ein mutalechel b'chotzeh, rak davka b'mitztar habe b'beisai. Why are you eating in the chotzeh? It must be that you're mitztar in the house, mishum zvuvim, you've got some flies there or something, because otherwise you should be eating near the candles. That's one of the functions of hadlakas neiros. The implication is that if you were eating in the house, even if the candles are not going to last all the way through till the night, sagi, it's enough, because even though it's daylight still outside, you are getting that simcha, that hana from the candles. It's preferred to try and get longer candles or more oil, that they will last until night, even if you're eating miba'odyom, which is quite common in the summer. You're davening at 7 o'clock, 7:30, and it can get dark here in London at 10 o'clock. Sometimes you finish your meal by then. And that's what this would be relevant to that situation, and therefore it would be okay if you're eating by the table and the candles are near there. Then it's sufficient that even if they go out before it gets dark, but it's a mitzvah and a muvcha to make sure they're still lit even after dark. Okay, have a bracha v'atola, says Mishra Mem Aleph, shekivin she'eni yochel asis shum tashmish. Again, we're talking about the situation where you light inside and you're eating in the chotzeh, and you're not really getting benefit from the lights in terms of the achila, and then by the time you come in from the meal, the lights have gone out already. It could be a bracha v'atola. Shekivin she'eni yochel asis shum tashmish etzlan k'shechayze achkach lebeisa b'layla, because they've gone out already. Shelo yikosha beitz v'even les v'o mishum shalom bayis. You haven't even got the other function of it. Because if you put more oil in and you come back in and they're still lit, then you've got that benefit of shalom bayis. If it was when the place was a bit dark, okay. One has to. Let's just do